In this video, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to climb a rope. We're going to be climbing this using our legs and not our arms, but you do need to have enough grip strength to hold on to the rope. The first thing we need to do is make sure that we reach up high and that we can hang from the rope with our body weight and that you're not slipping down the rope. This grip is a little bit different than like a overhand grip or a chin up grip that you would use for a pull-up. So this does take a little bit of a different grip. This video is sponsored by Barbell Apparel. For the highest quality workout gear, check out barbellapparel.com. I'll leave a link in the description so you can shop some of my favorite items that I wear in the gym every single day. Thanks again to Barbell Apparel for sponsoring this video. The next thing is how to lock the feet onto the rope. Now for all three of these methods of locking your feet on the rope is going to be down the center of your body. If the rope is outside of your body, you're not going to be able to climb on it. So we're not going to be able to get a clamp on the rope and stand. The first one is going to be the S wrap. So all we're going to do is rope down the center of your body. You're going to reach your hands up high on the rope. We're going to hug the rope with our leg, okay? If I go like this, it is outside, okay? So we're going to make sure to start with it down the middle and hug. Okay, now with this rope wrapped around my leg, if I step on it here, there's nowhere really for me to stand from. So what we need to do next is bring the clamp point up. So all we're going to do is we have it wrapped. We're going to make sure our foot is flexed, and we're going to bring the rope up. Okay, now I have this loop, and all you're going to need to do is toss that slack. So I would practice that a couple times from seated, getting your hug, okay, so rope down the center of your body, hug it with your leg, lift, and then toss to get rid of that slack. Now, where we're gonna end up stepping is right here, okay, so this is our first clamp, this is gonna be the S. The next way to clamp onto the rope is the J hook. The J is very similar to the S. If we just didn't have it wrapped around our leg, which as you start to learn to climb the rope, this kind of like burns you, it kind of sucks, so we want to move on from this as quickly as we can. But if I had the rope in the same position, it just wasn't wrapped around my leg, it would be like this. Okay, so rope is down the center of my body, knee is on the right, foot is on the left. Now all we're going to do is hold this foot where it is. One mistake that people make is they start to slide their foot down as they go for the clamp, and then it makes the clamp point lower. So we want to make sure that we slide that shin up as high as we can. We're holding on to the rope, and then we're going to take the other foot, and we're going to gather the rope with our toe, slide it under, and then step on the other foot. So one more time, rope down the center of the body, knee on the right, foot on the left. We're going to slide the shin up, under and on top, and that's going to be the J. Now the last clamp, and my personal favorite, is the Z. So the Z clamp is going to be very similar to the J. If we were going to go at it in the same way, all we would do, like we're going to go and grab this with our underfoot, all we're going to do is then step on top of our toe there. Okay, so it makes a Z shape. This is the hardest from a clamping perspective. It's the quickest to get in and out of, and it's the most efficient way to climb up the rope if you're trying to do it quickly, but it takes the most clamping pressure from your feet. So there is a trade-off there. This is my personal favorite. The other thing, and the reason that this one is harder, is because you're using your non-dominant foot instead of your dominant foot to be the main one that you're standing from. So with all of these, right, we get a really strong clamp, and we're using this leg as like our platform to stand from. With this one, I'm using my bad leg, and I'm stepping on top of my weaker leg. So a little bit harder, a little bit more advanced, but I would recommend trying to learn that way because it will help you as far as speed and efficiency in the long run. Once you practice those reps seated, we want to try and do the same, making sure that you can do them from standing. Okay, so arms up overhead, hug the rope with your leg, lift and toss. Then all we're going to do from here to get onto the rope is we're not going to pull up. We're going to leave this foot as high as we can and then just pick the other rope or the other foot up to stand. From here, all we're going to do is stand using our legs. Okay, now you see I didn't bend my arms. I'm gonna then walk my body to the rope. And then it's the same process again. So I'm gonna lift, toss, step, hips to rope, stand, and climb your hands up. So that's climbing the rope with the S-Wrap. As far as the way you climb, all of them are exactly the same. When you go to pull on the rope, we wanna not have our chest facing the rope. We wanna be able to close our shoulder down and pitch our chest up. If we're talking about trying to get your foot higher up on the rope, because the higher up we can clamp, the quicker and bigger chunks we can take out of this climb. If I go like this, you see how high my foot goes, versus if I go to here, my foot can clamp a lot higher. Okay, so that's another reason why we like to pitch back as you go to climb. Okay, so make sure you're standing with your legs, bringing your hips to the rope, and then walking the hands up. We can do the same thing with the J-hook, knee on one side, foot on the other. We're gonna slide the shin up, hold this foot where it is, go under and on top, and then from here, same thing. I'm going to extend my hips and knees, bringing my hip to the rope, chest goes up, arms are still straight, and then I'm walking myself here. With the J-hook, you're going to need to lose that clamp, slide your shin up, and then grab the clamp again. And then again, extend the knees and hips, walk the body to the rope. From this clamp, my feet are in the perfect position to come down. So all I'm gonna do is go side by side, and it makes a perfect little place to slide down the rope. If I'm here and you don't lose the wrap for the next climb, what will end up happening is you'll lift this loop with your foot, and then you'll find that you feel kind of like there's nowhere to climb from. So on every time with that J-hook, we want to make sure that we dump the rope, slide the shin up, stop the top foot, and then clamp and stand again. When it comes to coming down the rope, like I said, your feet are in that perfect over-under position. Now, the wider your feet go, the faster you will slide down the rope. The more you keep them pinched together, the slower you'll slide down. We want to be able to gauge the speed with the width of our feet, but there's one more key, which is making sure that this part of the rope, the side that is the leg that you're climbing with, stays straight and locked out. If you bend the knee as you're going through the descent, it'll take up a lot of slack and it'll make it way harder for you to come down nice and quick. If you lock your knees out, this will turn tight like a fire pole and you'll be able to slide down it nice and easy. Once you feel confident climbing the rope and coming down safely, then we want to start to add a little bit of speed to it. If I can jump halfway up the rope and grab on and then get my clamp, it makes it way easier to climb this rope in only 2 pulls. If I latch on down here and have to get my footing, it's just going to take a lot more to get up the rope. Big jump, grab on, and make sure that when you grab, your arms are not bent. Okay, we want to use as little arm as we can for efficiency in this rope climb. So we want to make sure that when we hang, we're grabbing on with long, straight arms. Then all I'm going to do is slide that shin up, closing my shoulder down. And when I say closing, this is 180 degrees open. This is closing it down to 90 degrees. So we're going to close the shoulder as we slide the shin up. And then I'm just going to do that top-bottom pinch and stand from there. So it looks like this. Big jump, straight arms, walk the hands up. Again, pitch up, touch, and come back down. Now again, like I said, if I go like this and I bend this leg, it's slow. If I lock it, I could turn it tight like a fire pole and slide down nice and easy. The fastest way to do this rope climb is to be able to jump as high as you can, grab on, get that Z clamp, and as soon as you feel secure here, as you stand, take both hands off the rope and grab for the next climb. Do that one more time, and you should be able to get all the way to the top in 2 pulls. As soon as you tap the line, we want to think we're coming down as quick as we can, lock that leg, and then you bring your hands down to your hips as you descend, and you should be able to grab just about at a safe distance from the ground to where you can drop down. So speed rope climb looks like this. And that's gonna be the fastest and most efficient way to get the rope climb done. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please leave me a comment below. Hit like on the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. If you're tired of scaling every workout, join Technique Team. We help you get to RX fast by teaching you the correct process that it takes to develop every skill in CrossFit, so you don't get hurt or stuck just trying to keep up. Get the programs, system, and coaching you need to finally get to RX. Click the link in the description and join the team today.